Staying organized. I'm going to, again, talk about how important these folders are. And what is really cool is you can do folders and folders. So for example, I have social media posts then 2022, and I have the last couple months. And I have it in these, but if I wanted to sort it by weeks, or I wanted to sort it by, say I wanted to sort it by my two companies, I could put a folder in that says graphic precision. I could put a folder in there that says elevated virtual. You can just go as deep as you want to stay organized. So once you design something, let me get you out of the way. Go home. Pick something here, square. Okay, so this is a blank template, but this is giving me a bunch of stuff on the left-hand side that I could start with. So I'm just going to go winner. We're just going to start with that. Again, all of this stuff is editable. But once you set up a design, you want to name it, and you can name it up here next to your image. Now, once that's named, if you want to put it in a folder, you just go to File, Save to Folder, and then your projects is the top level. Your projects is like the start. And then you just go from there into whatever folders you want to go into. So now that is in that folder. If you don't do that, it will still show on the home screen under recent designs. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to update the thumbnail, but it will not say where it is. So this says that it's in the 12 December 22 folder. It'll just say Instagram post and whatever you named it. It won't actually show that it's in a folder. So as you're working, that will get moved down in the list. And so if you don't use folders, you're never going to find that design because you'll be scrolling forever trying to look through all of these to figure out where the heck that design is. So that's why folders are super important, because it allows you to really easily find where stuff is. So if I want to find that design, I go into projects, folders. I know I put it in the social media post, and it's right there. The other thing I could do is search my projects for the name of it. And it won't find that one. Wonder why. Huh. Wonder why that didn't work. Probably because it hasn't updated. Let's see if it's. Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes because it's on a server, it'll take a little while for thumbnails to show up, for text to change. It changes in the design quickly, but I notice that sometimes when you save it, it just takes a little while for the interface to update. What time is it? All right. Some other things to think about under here, really cool feature for Pro is version history. So if you made a bunch of changes on Monday, you get in there on Tuesday and you make a change and you're like, I really wish I could go back to what I had on Monday. You can do that. That's, again, it's a pro level feature, but it's a really good one to have because sometimes you do make mistakes on changing things and you want to go back. So what do we do once we have something designed and we want to put it out on social media? We want to print it. We want to do something with it. You go over to share. Now, share, you can do a link if you're going to share it with somebody and have them take a look at it. You can download it, and there's several different ways you can download it. You can also share a template, which means that I could set all of this up and I could send it out to somebody as a template. They'll be able to edit it the same way in Canva that I was able to, but it doesn't affect my file. So that is really, really good for brands because they could set up a business card. And then somebody has to change the name, the email address, the title. You could send them a template and they can do that change in Canva without affecting the original template or the original file. So that's something to keep in mind. Download, you get a bunch of different options. This all depends on what you want to do with it. PNG is typically used for social media. That's what I suggest, and that's why it's the suggested one there. But say you were doing, like Jennifer was talking about, she wanted to do a letter size paper that she wants to print out. I'd recommend that you go to PDF and create a PDF from that. It'll download the PDF, and then you can print from the PDF. And that's a high-res PDF, so it won't look blurry, it won't look messy. Again, for print, if you have the pro level, when you go to do a PDF for print, it'll ask you if you want to do CMYK or RGB. That has to do with color. Color on screen is considered RGB, red, green, blue. When you print, they use CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So that's why there's two different options. So if you're going to send it to a printer, you want to make sure you export it as a CMYK file. And again, that is a pro level feature that I think is super important with a lot of what I do. You've got, if you're working on a video in here, which I didn't really show you much of that, you can export as an MP4. Some of the stuff that I did to advertise this session were really short video clips that were just animation that I put in with Canva, and I exported that as an MP4 and uploaded that so you get that real quick animation. So let me show you, as we're getting towards the end here, I want to show you a couple designs and some different things that I did along that line. So, whoops. So this one's actually a video, but it's just simple text flowing in really quick just to grab people's attention. The way to do that, just to show you really quick, is you click on it and you have these effects that you can do. I'm going to teach more later down the road how to do stuff like animation in Canva, but as a beginner, just play around with it. You really can't break anything. Play around with it, see what happens, see what it does. You can always go back. And especially as a template, if you destroy the template and make it something really awful, just find that template again and click on it and start over. So that's what makes Canva so awesome, is you can't really break anything. You can mess it up completely and start over again. So you can see I took this design and made this. Not a lot of changes, but enough to make it mine, as opposed to what everybody else was going to post. All right, let's show you a different one. So one of the things in Instagram is people like to use those ones where you swipe. You can do that by building several pages and then uploading it as each of the pages. So for this one, it was actually an Instagram swipe where each one was who I felt should come to the course. And so when I uploaded that, I just uploaded all 8 files, put them in order, and then people could swipe through them. Then I took it and said, okay, I want to take that same thing, but because Facebook doesn't have a swipe feature, it only has the way to do it is to do it by video. So I took that same file, resized it so it would work as a video, and then just made it so that it would automatically swipe on its own. So this presentation that I've been using is all built in Canva. I literally just clicked on the presentation template, started with a template that I thought looked good, and then I just edited, added my logos, added my name, added some text, and then just went through and added this. What's really cool with Canva is you can actually present from Canva. All you do is click this. You can do it a couple different ways. It can autoplay. It can be a presenter view, which gives you what the next slide is and some notes, or you can present and record. So if I wanted to record this, instead of doing it in Zoom, I could do it right in Canva. But I'm just going to keep on. So that just takes it to full screen mode. Your controls are down here at the bottom. and you can flip through. So it's really cool because you can design it right in Canva, and then you can present it right in Canva as well. I know I've thrown a ton at you with this. There is a ton going on with Canva. I wanted to make sure that you guys could see that really what it is get in there, play with it, use the templates, find something that looks decent to start with and say, okay, I'm going to mess around with that. I'm going to add some different text. I'm going to add a different image and really play with it and see what you could come out with. I'll be honest with you, these Instagram posts, I can now do them in minutes, as opposed to doing something where I had to start from scratch. I can go in, make a couple color changes, make a little bit of text change, and boom, it's done. Export it, upload it, and I'm done. So I think it's an amazing tool when it comes to social graphics, but there's a ton more you can do with it as well.